Hopefield is that rare thing, a sanctuary for animals and a place of hope for humanity.
We're at Hopefield Animal Sanctuary in Brentwood in Essex. I'm general manager here, so I basically do overseeing of all the day-to-day stuff, making sure the animals get what they would need. So Hopefield started in 1983. It's our 40th year this year, which we're mega proud of. It was started by a couple called Paula and Ernie Clark, and they basically didn't have any knowledge about animals at all. They just knew that they loved them. They started raising money, and then they thought, hang on a minute, why don't we just start our own sanctuary? They put everything they had into it, and when I mean everything, I mean everything. They quit their jobs, then he went on early retirement and started their own sanctuary, and they had like 5 horses and a couple of goats, I think, to start off with, which today we've got like 620 animals now, so it's grown a lot. So we had EcoFlix down today with 53 kids, I think it was, that came down to watch a video. It's up to us.
So we make films that are all about animals and the planet and sustainability. And we've also got somebody who's come all the way from LA to be with us. And I'll ask Leona to stand up and introduce herself.
Hi everyone, my name's Leona Lewis and I am a singer. And I'm also a huge animal lover, and I'm the trustee of this sanctuary, Hopefield Animal Sanctuary. And I came here about 10 years ago and basically fell in love with all of the animals and the staff, and basically they couldn't get rid of me. So I stayed and became a trustee.
I've been here 19 years, absolutely love animals, especially cows. They're my favourite. And my job role is to just basically make sure that the sanctuary is running all smoothly, all the animals get what they need, and they're all looked after properly.
So this is an animated film, and I did the voiceover narration, and it's all about people, the planet and animals, and how we can help nature to thrive, which in turn helps us all to be here and to thrive as well.
We live our lives surrounded by people and other living things. The air, soil, oceans, and all living things, including people, form a circle that we call nature. Humans find everything we need in the nature that surrounds us. Eventually, it turns into coal, oil, and natural gas. We call these substances fossil fuels. Together, we must imagine a brighter future and work together across the world to make it come true. Because
it's up to us.
Now, I don't know about you, but I love to draw and paint, like many of the artists in this book. So here's my challenge to you. Take out a blank piece of paper and draw, paint, or write about the future you would like to see. One that puts nature at the heart of everything we do. That way we can share our ideas with as many people as possible, and together we can help make our planet strong and healthy for generations to come.
So Leona, let's start with you and your journey with this particular film. Tell the kids how you got involved with it and why.
So I'm a huge fan of EcoFlix because I love anything to do with protecting the environment, helping animals, rescue work, like the work that Hopefield does. So EcoFlix came to me and said they're going to do this animation, and would I be open to doing the voiceover? And I saw the book and I loved the animation, I loved the message. I think it's a really, really important message that we all look after nature and take care of nature, because as it says in the film, we are all part of nature. nature. So I wanted to get involved, and then we made this happen.
Amazing. I know, it's been great. It's been a great journey. And when you were at school, what were you doing back then? Because I know you've been so passionate about this for a very long time. So when did you start to make changes, and what was it? What was that moment?
I remember being at school and becoming aware of the environment and how we could protect it when I was maybe kind of around 10, 11 years old. And I remember one of my teachers talking about electricity and saving electricity and how that can help with the planet. So I used to go home and like turn off all the lights in my house. My mum was a bit annoyed by that. She'd be like, can you stop turning all the lights off when it's dark? But it was quite young that I just became aware of it.
And what are you doing differently now that because obviously you've been on this journey from such a young age, but is there anything you've done recently that you weren't doing before that you suddenly thought, oh my God, I've got to make that change?
So I've got compost at home, so we don't just put all of our food leftovers in the bin, we compost it, which I never did before, so I started doing composting.
Oh gosh, everyone's put their hands up again. Favourite animal? Favourite type of animal?
I can't have a favourite animal, to be fair. It's so hard. Cows are like definitely one of my favourites.
Leona, what's your favourite?
I love horses, but I think maybe elephants have become my favourite.
Well, and we have an elephant expert in the audience, Ian, our head of conservation. Well, those are all amazing, amazing questions. And we're going to get you guys to get creative. It's a competition, so everybody that enters will get a free digital copy of the book that the animation was based on. So we're looking forward to seeing what you guys create later.
So what are we doing? What are we drawing?
Animals can live and thrive. Animals need to survive.
So cool.
So I was actually an inner city kid. So I grew up in London. I was around a lot of buildings, a lot of concrete. But my mum is actually from Wales. So she would take us to Wales like on the weekends sometimes. And I just loved it. I loved being out in nature. I loved seeing chickens and cows and I found it fascinating. And then I very early on kind of connected the fact that I became a vegetarian because I loved these animals, and I connected that the chicken nugget was the chicken, and I was like, I can't eat animals anymore. So I had that connection with nature at a very young age, and it came through animals first. And then as I got older, the connection to nature more came to me as something that is very grounding, and something that is, I don't know, I feel very peaceful when I'm in nature. It's just a very natural place for us to be as humans, you know. What's your favourite?
Thank you.
What's your favourite animal?
I like horses and rabbits.
Okay.
All types of creatures. The rabbit I like.
You like the rabbits?
A meerkat.
Oh, I love the meerkats. They're so cute.
I love
Yeah.
every single living thing in the whole entire world.
That's good. You should. You have to love all of them. You're going to be a gymnast? Can you do cartwheel? I feel like the Pied Piper.
Gonna go out to Jammy, and then we've got the lambs and that, so you can see them.
Oh,
and then
amazing.
Go round.
What animals are you looking forward to seeing?
The bunnies.
Yeah. They're really cute. I saw them looking at the cows, and they were like, oh my God, look at the cow, look at how big it is. Oh, they were like so excited to be with these cows, and some of them were like, oh, a bit scared. And it's just so amazing for me to see that, because one of my aims with Hopefield when I first got involved was to make sure that we can get inner city kids here to be in touch with the animals, to see them, to learn about them, to care about them, so that they can help them and they can respect them. And it it's just like a dream come true seeing that for me, because that really is like one of the ambitions, is to help us all be more connected, especially the inner city kids like me when I was younger. Like being around animals, it just helped me be more connected and care about them.
Ecoflix is a channel that cares about animals. Now what you're seeing is mostly domestic animals, farm animals, but there are also exotic pets here. So what children learn when they come here is that animals should be treated with respect. And I was thinking, actually, watching the classes of kids here, watching the Ecoflix animation of It's Up to Us, and they're in a sanctuary surrounded by animals that have been rescued from abuse. And yet, in the school curriculum, to the best of my knowledge, there's no teaching children about how to care for pets. What should you consider if you're thinking of getting a pet? And yet most children like animals. You can see it in their faces here. So how do we educate children about the importance of animals, not just as ornaments and as human accessories? You've got a nice frock. Oh, I should have a little dog in my arm to look cool. That's not what animals are for. Animals play a role in ecosystems. And the one good thing I did see here is that they do look after their poo. All these animals are producing dung, droppings of various kinds, and they compost it and use it as fertilizer. And that's really, to my mind, the lesson of what children should be learning here. That these animals are wonderful. Yes, you too, you're also wonderful. But what the role you play, the role she plays in the ecosystem is really important. Hello, sweetie.
Now, we've only had her for 2 days, so this is all a little bit strange to her, so she's still trying to figure it out. But actually, blind animals do really well, especially if they've got a companion that can see, because they'll use that companion to go around and work out where they're going by their sense of smell and stuff. And also, it just gives her a bit more comfort as well. And with blind animals as well, as long as you keep them to a certain routine, so like the same routine every day, they should be fine. They get used to it. So this is Jammy. He is called Jammy after Jammy Dodger. The reason why he's called Jammy is because when he was tiny, so he was only this small, he came to us because a lady found him on the side of a railway track. Now what we think happened was when they move animals, sometimes they do it by train, and on the trains they have like vents that are probably about that big. So we think when he was a baby he must have accidentally rolled out. So he came to us as a baby. We did have to bottle feed him, but as you can see he's quite big now, but this isn't his full size. He's going to get a little bit bigger than that. You can stroke him, yeah. Just don't all do it at once, so that's it.
Yeah, and that's actually like a Jane Goodall quote, is like, only when we understand them can we care about them, only when we care about them can we help them. And that goes for animals and that goes for nature. And that is like why I started caring when I was so young, is because I had that contact, I had that understanding. I was able, through my mom, to be exposed to that. So if I can do that for other kids, then I think it will be a beautiful thing for when they grow up and it will stay with them.
The best thing here today was when I saw Leona Lewis. She's probably my favourite celebrity right now. And the animals, it was the best thing, seeing the animals as well.
I think for children, especially children that are growing up in London and built up areas, you know, most of them have never seen a cow or a chicken in real life. So to have them connect with that animal, that they are actually real, they do have feelings, they live like we do, you know, I think they connect more.
Yeah, like naturally in our busy lives, we forget about nature and we're kind of just going through the motions and trying to earn the money and pay the bills and the family and the. So what I'm doing now is I just had a baby and I just like to integrate my family life with nature. So I'll go on so many walks with her. I'll go on hikes. I try and take her to the ocean when I can. I try and put her little feet in the sand and in the grass, and And I see her wonder at it. Like, we've got a little garden that we planted and it's all in bloom right now. And we've got these beautiful purple flowers, and I see how like captivating it is to her, and she like feels them, and sometimes she crushes them and like picks them and just like puts them in her mouth. But I just see her like wonder and her awe, and I think it's so important for us as adults to keep a hold of that sense of wonder and awe that children have. Yeah, I think that it can seem very daunting, and you can get into this thing, oh, what do I do? There's so many issues. But it's like the little day-to-day things that we can do. And that's how I keep in a positive mindset about it. It's like, what can I do in my day-to-day life that's going to help? Because I know that's going to filter into the people around me, and the influence that I have and the platform that I have is amazing. So it's important for me to use that and to kind of walk the walk and talk the talk, you know. This is something that I really, really care about. And I think also the thing about this issue is that there are so many issues out there that are very polarizing for certain segments of people. But this is something that involves all of us as humans and brings us all together. This is something that affects everyone. Doesn't matter where you come from, doesn't matter what color you are, doesn't matter anything. It all affects us. And it's something that we can all actually come together on. And I see that as a very positive thing. And if we can make a change all together, I think that's going to be amazing for us as humans.